Thank you, comrades. And now to my final word. Comrades, I don't dislike wealthy middle-class Kiwis who have the privilege of all that untaxed capital gain. If your main issue in life is which private school to send your kids to and whether you'll holiday in Bali or Vietnam this year, good for you. I don't really care about your welfare because you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I, like every citizen of a liberal progressive democracy, should care about those on the bottom of the heap getting their teeth kicked in every day. This week's new sanctions against those on welfare were launched, and they are a bitter harvest of spite and malice masquerading as social policy. The money management punishment is called a non-financial sanction. But that's not true. It cuts welfare in half and forces 50% on a card that people can't use to pay rent or bills with. It is designed to make being on welfare impossible, and that's the point. The second sanction is community work experience, which again is a set of hoops that, if not completed, leads to cuts in welfare. The reason the government is introducing these new sanctions is because the regulatory impact statement for the legislation warned these new penalties exacerbates the risk of a client facing hardship. And again, that's the point. National have designed welfare to be so difficult, people are forced off it. And how many beneficiaries are currently not complying with the existing job-ready demands? 1.2%. Hardly a hemorrhaging of taxpayer dollars. Once someone is sanctioned with a money management scheme or community work experience scheme, they become ineligible for emergency housing or special needs grants so that they fall over on purpose. MSD now wants 6 monthly reviews, but hilariously, they cut so many staff they can't manage a 6-month review. What was the government's solution to cutting all their staff? Why, they will use AI to find a discrepancy to penalise you with, and they will use AI to reject your claim, so you're forced to find a real staff member to try and get back in. They have doubled the length of time they can punish you for when trawling through your life, and there is no actual clear path off the money management scheme or community work experience scheme once you get punished with it. This government is so hell-bent on screwing over the poor to fund their tax cuts for the rich, they've even gone so far as to go after sole parents who rent a room out to a boarder. Comrades, if a full day's work can't purchase 3 square meals, 24 hours worth of rent and utilities, a fraction of a month's clothing budget, and a reasonable portion to be saved for when you retire, then what the bloody hell are we doing here? This budget did not answer that, and all we saw was National take today what tomorrow never brings. We'll see you next week. In solidarity, the revolution continues. Ka pai Aotearoa.
The Bradbury Group, New Zealand's best weekly political argument. The Bradbury Group is an independent podcast through the Rover Network, sponsored by Wātea News. Everything on the show is an opinion and shouldn't be taken seriously enough to attempt defamation action against us. We were joking. We're never serious about anything, and officially, a small weta in Avondale is legally the owner. Good luck finding him. Don't forget to follow, like and comment.